Hello reader, and thank you for joining me for another spelling lesson. This week we are in MyView Literacy Unit 2, Lesson 4 for 4th grade. Our skill of the week is Greek roots, and our story is Butterfly Eyes and Other Secrets of the Meadow. If that sounds like you are in the right place. Before we get too started into our video, I do want to go over our Greek roots and what they are, since that's our skill of the week. Roots or root words are words or word parts that have their own meaning. Many of these cannot stand on their own and need a prefix or suffix to complete it. The roots we're learning this week are the following: tele, which means far off or at or over a distance; scope, which means to view or to look at; graph means to write or writer; phone means sound or voice; bio means life or living; and meter means measure. And you might recognize some of those already from some words that you know. I will go ahead and warn you, this video is going to be a little meaty. I'm going to go over every prefix, suffix, root that's in every single word to make sure we fully understand what these words are and what they mean. We are still going to use our same routine. We're going to say the word. We're going to count those syllables. We're going to say the word again. We're going to spell the word. Of course, you know we smash it. We're going to write the word, and then we're going to circle our Greek root or our pattern. All right, let's get started. Our first word is biography. Say biography. Biography uses the Greek root graph, which means to write or writer, and the root bio, which means life or living. So a biography is a story written about someone who has lived or is still living. Count the syllables. Biography. Biography. Let's spell it. B-I-O-G-R-A-P-H-Y. Biography. And let's write it. And of course, as usual, I will say it out loud for you. B-I-O-G-R-A-P-H-Y. And we're going to circle those Greek roots. This one actually has two Greek roots. It has bio and graph. So I read a biography about Abraham Lincoln, which told the story of his life. Our next word is biology. Say biology. Biology uses the Greek root bio, which means life or living, and the Greek root logy, which means the science or study of. So biology is the study or science of living things in life. Let's count the syllables. Biology. Biology. Let's spell it. B-I-O-L-O-G-Y. Biology. And let's write it. B-I-O-L-O-G-Y. And let's circle that Greek root bio. In biology class, we learned about plants, animals, and how living things grow. Our next word is biologist. Say biologist. Biologist uses the Greek roots bio, which means life or living, and the Greek root logy, which means the science or study of. It also has the suffix ist, I-S-T, which refers to a person who does. So a biologist is someone who studies the science of living things in life. Let's count the syllables. Biologist. Biologist. Let's spell it. B-I-O-L-O-G-I-S-T. Biologist. Let's write it. B-I-O-L-O-G-I-S-T. And let's circle that root, bio. The biologist studied the ocean to learn more about the fish that live there. Our next word is biome. Say biome. Biome combines the Greek root bio, which means life or living, and the suffix ome, which means mass or group. So a biome is an area with a certain kind of life. Count the syllables. Biome. Biome. Let's spell it. B-I-O-M-E. Biome. And let's write it. B-I-O-M-E. We're going to circle that root, bio. The rainforest is a biome full of unique animals and plants that thrive in warm, wet climates. Our next word is telephone. Say telephone. Telephone combines the Greek root tele, which means far off, or at or over a distance, and the root phone, which means sound or voice. So a telephone is something that can help you hear a far-off voice. Let's count the syllables. Telephone. Telephone. Let's spell it. T-E-L-E-P-H-O-N-E. Telephone. Let's write it. T-E-L-E-P-H-O-N-E. And of course our Greek root is phone. Let's circle it. I used the telephone to call my grandma just so I could hear her voice. Our next word is microphone. Say microphone. Microphone combines the Greek root phone, which means voice, and the prefix micro, which means small. So a microphone is something that can help you hear a small voice. A microphone can also be small. Count the syllables. Microphone. Microphone. Let's spell it. M-I-C-R-O-P-H-O-N-E. Microphone. Let's write it. M-I-C-R-O-P-H-O-N-E. Let's circle that pattern, that Greek root phone. The singer spoke into the microphone so everyone in the room could hear her clearly. Our next word is headphones. Say headphones. Headphones combines the Greek root phone, which means voice, and the word head, which means headphones can help you hear a voice in your head. Let's count the syllables. Headphones. Headphones. Let's spell it. H-E-A-D-P-H-O-N-E-S. Headphones. And let's write it. H-E-A-D-P-H-O-N-E-S. Of course, we're circling that Greek root phone. I put on my headphones to listen to music without disturbing anyone else. Our next word is gyroscope. Say gyroscope. Gyroscope combines the Greek root scope, which means to view or to look at, and the Greek root gyro, which means ring or circle. So a gyroscope is something that can be seen spinning in a circle. Count the syllables. Gyroscope. Gyroscope. Let's spell it. G-Y-R-O-S-C-O-P-E. Gyroscope. And let's write it. G-Y-R-O-S-C-O-P-E. We're going to circle that Greek root scope as a toy gyroscope up there in the corner. The toy had a gyroscope inside that helped it balance and spin for a long time. Our next word is telescope. Say telescope. Telescope combines the Greek root scope, which means to view or to look at, and the prefix tele, which means far or away, or far away. So a telescope is something that helps you see far away. Let's count the syllables. Telescope. Telescope. Let's spell it. T-E-L-E-S-C-O-P-E. Telescope. And let's write it. T-E-L-E-S-C-O-P-E. Let's circle the pattern. Tele. With my telescope, I could see the moon and stars much more clearly. Closely and clearly, I guess. Our next word is periscope. Say periscope. Periscope combines the Greek root scope, which means to view or to look at, and the prefix peri, which means around or near. So a periscope is something that helps you see around yourself. Let's count the syllables. Per-e-scope. Periscope. Let's spell it. P-E-R-I-S-C-O-P-E. Periscope. And let's write it. P-E-R-I-S-C-O-P-E. We're going to circle that Greek root scope. The submarine used a periscope to look above the water without coming up to the surface. Our next word is telegraph. Say telegraph. Telegraph uses the Greek root graph, which means to write or writer, and the root tele, which means distant. So a telegraph is something that helps you send writing far away. Let's count the syllables. Telegraph. Telegraph. Let's spell it. T-E-L-E-G-R-A-P-H. Telegraph. And let's write it. T-E-L-E-G-R-A-P-H. Let's circle the pattern. This has got two of them, tele and graph. So let's circle them both. Long ago, people used the telegraph to send messages quickly over long distances using Morse code. Our next word is pictograph. Say pictograph. Pictograph uses the Greek root graph, which means to write or writer, and the prefix picto, which means picture. So a pictograph is something that uses pictures to write or give meaning. Count the syllables. Pictograph. Pictograph. Let's spell it. P-I-C-T-O-G-R-A-P-H. Pictograph. And let's write it. P-I-C-T-O-G-R-A-P-H. Let's circle that Greek root graph. The pictograph showed how many books each student read using pictures instead of numbers. Our next word is photograph. Say photograph. Photograph uses the Greek root graph, which means to write or writer, and the prefix photo, which means light. So a photograph is something that uses light to write, or I guess sort of draw. Count the syllables. Photograph. Photograph. Let's spell it. P-H-O-T-O-G-R-A-P-H. Photograph. And let's write it. P-H-O-T-O-G-R-A-P-H. Let's circle the pattern graph. I took a photograph of the sunset to capture the beautiful colors in the sky. Our next word is, this could be said two ways. You might say kilometer or kilometer. Kilometer uses the Greek root meter, which means measure, and the prefix kilo, which means 1,000. So a kilometer is 1,000 meters, which is a measured amount. Let's count the syllables. Kilometer. Kilometer or kilometer. Spell it. K-I-L-O-M-E-T-E-R. Kilometer. And let's write it. K-I-L-O-M-E-T-E-R. And we're going to circle that root meter. We walked 1 kilometer to get from our house to the park, which is a little less than a mile. Our next word is barometer. Say barometer. Barometer uses the Greek word meter, which means measure, and the prefix baro, which means pressure. So a barometer measures air pressure. You might have heard the weatherman use that word. Count the syllables. Barometer. Barometer. Let's spell it. B-A-R-O-M-E-T-E-R. Barometer. And write it. B-A-R-O-M-E-T-E-R. Circle the Greek root meter. The barometer helps predict the weather by measuring air pressure. Our next word is centimeter. Say centimeter. Centimeter uses the Greek root meter, which means measure, and the prefix centi, which means hundredth or hundred. So a centimeter measures a hundredth of a meter. You may have heard the word centipede. It means 100, like 100 legs. Let's count the syllables. Centimeter. Centimeter. Let's spell it. C-E-N-T-I-M-E-T-E-R. Centimeter. Let's write it. C-E-N-T-I-M-E-T-E-R. Let's circle the root. Meter. I used a ruler to measure the bug, and it was 3 centimeters long. The next word is diameter. Say diameter. Diameter uses the Greek root meter, which means measure, and the prefix dia, which means across or through. So diameter measures across the middle of a round object. Let's count the syllables. Diameter. Diameter. Let's spell it. D-I-A-M-E-T-E-R. Diameter. And let's write it. D-I-A-M-E-T-E-R. Let's circle that pattern, our Greek root meter. The diameter of a circle is the distance across it, passing through the middle. Our next word is teleport. Say teleport. I should say teleport. This means teleport uses the Greek root tele, which means far off and at a distance, and the suffix port, which means to carry. So teleport means to carry off at a distance. Count the syllables. Teleport. Teleport. Let's spell it. T-E-L-E-P-O-R-T. Teleport. And let's write it. T-E-L-E-P-O-R-T. Let's circle that Greek root tele. In the science fiction movie, the hero could teleport from one place to another instantly. And our next word is phonics. Say phonics. Phonics comes from the Greek root phon, or phone, which means voice. So phonics has to do with sounds. Let's count the syllables. Phonics. Phonics. Let's spell it. P-H-O-N-I-C-S. Phonics. And let's write it. P-H-O-N-I-C-S. Let's circle that pattern. Phon. P-H-O-N. In reading class, we use phonics to sound out words and improve our spelling. And our next word, our last word, is perimeter. Say perimeter. Perimeter uses the Greek root meter, which means measure, and the prefix peri, which means around. So perimeter measures around something. Let's count the syllables. Perimeter. Perimeter. Let's say it. Spell it. P-E-R-I-M-E-T-E-R. Perimeter. And let's write it. P-E-R-I-M-E-T-E-R. And let's circle that pattern, that root meter. We measured the perimeter of the playground by adding up the lengths of all 4 sides. And that is the end. Thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. And until next time, happy reading.